If you're using an oxyacetylene torch or a plasma cutter to cut pieces of steel, or if you're a stonemason and you have to cut pieces of slate or other similar pieces of flat stone, you're very much sensitive to the fact that there are times when you need to put marks on your work so that you can make correct and effective cuts. The absolute best way to make your cut lines and marks on pieces of steel or stone is to use soapstone. Although it's commonly called soapstone, it's actually talc that has not been ground up into powder, and it's very soft and very fragile, but it leaves a really good mark that can be easily erased. If you're cutting metal and the metal is hot and you need to lay up another line to make another cut, there is absolutely no substitute for soapstone. Any other type of marker that you may try to use, in all probability, is just going to melt, make a glob, and then you'll have no reference line to make your cut. Soapstone leaves great, clear, white marks that are easy to follow with a torch, even when you're wearing a pair of goggles. Because the soapstone is soft and it wears down fairly easily, if you're doing a lot of work, you need refills. This is where Tech Team's number 757, 36 pieces of flat soapstone refills, and the number 943, 36 pieces of round soapstone refills is exactly what you need. The flat refills measure 12.7 millimeters by 4.8 to 4.9 millimeters by 127 millimeters long. That size makes them the exact perfect size to fit as a refill in pretty much all of your standard flat soapstone markers. Technium's number 943 round refills measure 6.4 millimeter diameter, just like that, and they are roughly 125 millimeters long. This makes them the perfect fit for any of the variety of standard round soapstone marker pens that you find in the market. To replace a worn-out soapstone on this round pen, you just take the old one out, put the new one in, and then tighten the collar like that, and you're good to go. Here we've extended our soapstone about 3/4 of an inch, which is fine for most applications, but here's a word of caution. I'll just loosen this up. If you allow it to project too far, because the soapstone is rather fragile and brittle, invariably you're going to break this off, and then you're not going to be a happy camper. This is a different style pen type marker. Same thing here, you just put the soapstone in. This one you tighten the knob at the end, and then it grips the refill nice and tightly. Most of the time, if you're working on stone or steel and you're not really making a surgically precise cut, the blunt end will make a mark that's sufficient to do your work. Sometimes, though, you need the point. And with this type of round marker, you can use either the pointed end or you can use the blunt end to make your marks. If you consistently need to make fine marks and you need that point, well, what's going to happen is as you use it, it's going to wear flat. The solution is really simple. Get yourself an old-fashioned pencil sharpener. As mentioned, the soapstone is really soft material, and you can just feel it with the texture here. All you have to do is stick the blunt end in the pencil sharpener, turn the crank, and in a few seconds you will have a nice tapered point.